Hi guys. If you hear some banging and clanging around, that's just our household. Hopefully, you will it won't be too distracting, but I'm hoping to get this done before super late at night. So here we go. So I'm going to show you the sketch that we're doing today. This is day 21 of Follow a Sketch February, and I am using some super old paper that I have dearly loved. It was called Mayberry. But first I'm going to go ahead and do a couple treatments on this paper. And I'm going to start off with making some clouds. The cloud stencil that I'm using was an exclusive to the album retreat. I dearly love this stencil. I've used it for everything. And you could probably do a DIY with your own and see how it's curved. It's just great. And I'm going to put it at an angle. I'm using Capri ink, which is, if you look at this ink, I'm going to show it. It's also on some of the stickers. You can see what a close match it was. So this paper was in when I started about 15 years ago. It was one of the first packs. I'm hoping maybe someday it might be a bring back my pack, and when we get started you'll know why. I am just going to add a little bit of detail to this plain cardstock, and I'm just going to be really subtle. The paper that I dug out in my old retired cardstock, and I was able to find some colonial white. We had a color called colonial white, which was a little bit darker, has a little bit more yellow tones than the French vanilla, and I have absolutely loved that. So you can see how I'm setting this on the side. I'm just dipping my brush into and sliding it across. Some people get real concerned if there's a little bit of bumps. I'm going all the way down till quite far, and then on the other side there's not that much that shows on this layout. You can see there's just a dab on this side, so I'm just going to do a little bit here and just a little bit there, and just to add a little bit of interest. So stencils are a great way to do that. At the bottom I will be just adding, I'm going to sponge on a little bit of green. I tried to find a stencil for the grass. I even thought about using these straight little angles. I'm getting to the place on this stencil where I'm not as concerned, because you can see that most of this is going to be covered up. So I'm basically just wanting to get a little bit on this side like this, so it goes down, and then on the other side. So I'm just putting it at an angle. I'm rubbing it off on my mess mat. I guess it's called an all-purpose mat, but I call it a mess mat because, hey, we're trying not to make a mess, right? I'm going to move this up a little bit farther so you can see. I'm very good at okay, so at this point the clouds are down far enough, and then I am going to put flowers on here and add some few. This came with such a cute bunch of stickers, and I'll show you the sticker sheets. I'm going to switch over, and I'm just going to use a sponge, if I can find a sponge. If I don't find a here it is. A sponge like this makes it really, really light access. And you can see I have a little thing right here that I'm not, this is paper that I only have like 5 sheets of this color left, so I'm hanging on to it for dear life. This is covered up, so I'm not even concerned. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sponge the bottom, and that's going to be where the grass is. And I, not being the perfectionist, I am just going to add little blobs of color, because I'm going to put flowers on here. I'm sure I have a stamp somewhere that has grass, and I could have done a Cricut cut, but it was getting late in the day, so I just thought I'm going to get it done. Okay, so those are all the little details that I'm going to add. So I'm going to put that away, and I'm going to get my Versamat out, because we all know that I can't put things straight. So I'm going to move this. It's kind of interesting how some of the colors come back are so similar to the older ones, older colors. Okay, I'm going to look at my screen to make sure that you can see what I'm doing, because I'm very good at cutting off my hands, so to speak. Okay, so now I'm putting this down. I've got a little bit of interest on the side, and I have, so this is my first sheet. You can see that it is about a ½ inch from this side, and I love this paper. I'm going to add a little bit of, I was trying to remember what color was similar to espresso. We had a color called Desert Sand. I think it was called, it might have been called Cocoa, and I had a customer who always told me, that is the ugliest color I've ever seen, but we wound up putting on all the layouts we did because it looks so nice. So I'm going to go ahead and, so I have this about 1 inch from the edge, and I am going to go ahead and adhere that. Oh, come on, don't run out of adhesive. Yeah, so here we go. I would love it if they brought back this pack. We do have a bring back my pack, but they don't seem to bring back the packs that go back this far. So it does remind me of, I'm not for sure why, tell me if you think so. It reminds me of, actually I'm going to look this up. I've decided to move it over 1.5 because, yeah, because it can. All right, so now I moved it over 1.5. This is a ½ inch strip, and it's a stripe. Isn't that cute with that? Oh, I love this paper. So if you have been around, or you have any of this in your stash, go ahead and pull it out because it is beautiful. It reminds me of Gnomes in Spring, the paper pack Gnomes in Spring. So if you don't have any of this paper pack, you might be able to do a similar thing with Gnomes for Spring. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add this piece, and this piece, it looks like it is about, I want to say, I like to make sure that before I glue them down. Maybe it's that, yeah. I'm going to say it's at 5. I'm centering this. This is a nice layout where you can use 3 layouts. So I'm going to put this one down at 5. This one goes across at 5. This strip is 2 by 12, and I'm putting it on the 5-inch line. I'm going to put my 4 by 6 right above here. I've got my verse mat so I can make sure that I'm putting everything even. These mats are nice because they're a little bit, if you, I've had other ones in the past that were not, they need to be a little bit bigger than 12 by 12. So this one's actually probably 13 or 14 inches, and that way you can see over on the edge. You can get your ruler and everything. But a lot of times I don't need a ruler because I just line things up. So I will add the pictures a little bit later, and wait till you see the funness. So the next thing I'm going to do, actually I should do, okay, so here's my idea. I am going to add this. I'm going to pop this one up. I'm going to put this in the middle because the yellow is touching. And I'm going to put these. I'm going to have little lines. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to bring over. I will put a journaling pin with my little dots, and I will just make those that way. And we also have a kite that is flying in the breeze. Isn't that so fun? And we have this, oops, So it calls for a scallop. If you look at the sketch, it has a scallop. How I made my scallop is I used coordinating paper out of the scraps, and I'm telling you, I'm getting down to the bare minimum on this. I'm using every scrap I have. Because it is an older pack and I don't have a lot of the coordinating colors with it, I'm sure I could use honey butter, or pine matches really nicely with this one. But I will just trim my pictures a little bit, and I am going to use my white place photo holders to be the white that goes around my photos. So I'm just adding this, and it goes so quick. Closetomyheart's paper is all coordinated, so I don't have to dig through my whole stash to find colors that are going to match each other. And this one, because this is yellow on yellow, I am going to take my sponge and I'm going to just dress it a little bit. It's very subtle, but it makes it so that it doesn't blend in. And I'm also going to pop this up. And this was such a quick layout. I hope you will dig through your stash and see. My goal really is, I love sketches because I'm a lot more likely to use up my stash. Okay, so this is going to be pop dotted. I'm a lot more likely to use up my stash if I'm using a sketch. And what I try to do, because I've been a consultant for about 16 years. It'll be 17 years, April 9th, I believe. Happy anniversary to me. And I have I have a lot of leftover stuff. What I do is I create with things, and then when the paper retires, I have a filing system where I put it back in the packet with the paper, usually with the stamps and everything, and then I file it alphabetically. So that's when I saw this sketch. I thought, oh, this is so cute for this. So this is, others like, oh, bring back my pack. So yeah, we need to all get on board and say, this is one that we would really like to do. So there's some cute little clouds on this, on the sticker sheet. Let's see if I can find them. So this is, if you have this pack, this is the sticker sheet that went with it. And I will be, now that I've rediscovered this, you know how you're kind of going through thinking, oh, what am I going to use for this layout? And you rediscover all this fun things. So look at these cute little clouds. I think I'm going to put the clouds flat, and I will make the kites go up. Isn't this so fun? See, and they never give up on the fact that you have too much stuff, because, you know, people say, the people who say if you haven't used it in 6 months, get rid of it, they are not scrapbookers, because I've had this in my stash for over 10 years. And so this is my layout. Wasn't that so fast? And so, oh, I forgot one thing. Oh no, this is the nice thing about this also. Watch this. All these stickies come up. I forgot to use the scallop. So I'm going to show you how you can, these were very forgiving. They were called sticky sheets. And so on this layout, they have the scallop, and I'm going to use, this is also in it. Clouds can move over. See how easy that was? Could you do that if it was any other kind of adhesive? And remember, these things are 10 years old, so all right. And it did need to be there. Isn't that so cute? Okay, so I loved this sketch. Sorry for the errors, but if I were a more technical person, I could make this so that it never happened. But Okay, so I'm going to take a brown pen because I have brown. I've inked it in espresso. I'm going to make the little leaves there, and I'm going to call this done, except for I need 3 clouds. You could make rain. You could have like a little, if it was a rainy day, you could put the little, you know, those bitty sparkles. You could make those coming down from your clouds. And I'm going to stop picking at that because I'm going to only make it worse. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will look in your stash and see what fun things that you could make. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.